Hello! Welcome to my video where I am speaking English today instead of Russian. I decided to do English today instead of Russian because there were a lot of words that I would have to look up if I wanted to speak about the Ukrainian-Russian conflict, and I wanted to make it easier on me and easier on you. Alright, so first question. What am I doing here? That's a great question. After graduation, I graduated in December. I didn't really have a job lined up, didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life, so I decided to pick my favorite country and explore. I've always wanted to learn Russian also, so I decided to come here and do like a little journey around the country. I have individual classes like 6 hours a week, and she gives me a little bit of homework, and it's all in person too, which is great. And with the rest of my week, I can kind of explore and do like what I want, which is amazing. And also within each school, like each city, it's a different school. So I've been really lucky to find schools that are in person in every single city. Second question, what is even going on? Great question. Because honestly, I barely know what's going on. I know that there's like tension between Russia and Ukraine, and that apparently Russia wants to make sure that Ukraine does not have weapons that Ukraine could use against Russia inside their country. But aside from that, I didn't do any like research or like figure out exactly like why Putin is trying to go into Ukraine. But then because of the fact that, Putin just invaded Ukraine in general, all of NATO got involved, and NATO is made up of a lot of Western European countries and the United States, so that's why it feels like almost like a world war, I suppose, at least in the Western world. What are people saying about Ukraine? So a lot of people here have Ukrainian blood, Ukrainian families, so they're not like excited about war, they're not trying to promote war, they feel it too, questions about the tensions and change in daily habits of people. So far I've only been in Novosibirsk for about a week, so I haven't like gotten to know anyone so well as to distinguish their normal habits from their habits now. But from what I've seen so far, no. People in my hostel have been very quiet, very normal. And my friends, they were singing anti-war songs, which I thought was really cool. It was at like some like underground pizza bar. But yeah, that didn't seem super like strange or out of the ordinary. But when I was at the bank pulling out money, a line did start to form. So I can tell that there's like a tiny bit of anxiety. But I mean, we're so far from everything. It's hard to really notice it. But there isn't any tensions towards like Americans so far. I haven't experienced anything like that. How widespread are protests? From what I know, Novosibirsk has had one protest so far. We're a very small city compared to Moscow and St. Petersburg. A lot of people in Russia or in other countries, there's like this popular saying that the only two cities in Russia are St. Petersburg and Moscow, but that's so not true because Siberia is great and there's a lot of really great people, and it's so easy to meet friendly people, at least here compared to, Moscow and St. Petersburg, where there's literally so many people. So yeah, but I didn't, about the protest, I didn't actually see it or hear about it from my friends. I heard about it from one of my friends in the United States. So Okay, next question. Vibes and sentiments of Russians versus expats here. So Russians, for the most part, are going about their daily lives. No one here wants a war. A life with war would make everyone's life here in Russia extremely difficult. The ruble has already gone down. It was at 83. It was at, I think, 70 rubles per $1 when I first came in to Russia, and now it's gone up to 83.89 rubles for every dollar, which is not great for their economy. I don't know much about inflation, but I know that the higher the number goes, the worse it is. It's also definitely worse than the situation in 2014, from what I've been hearing from my friends, which is unfortunate because if it was worse than the situation in 2014, then it's been calm for a while then, you know? And so far, no food shortages. Money is still in the bank. My Russian classes are still going on, but American and European expats are kind of freaking out because most of the problems with Swift banking is essentially the company that allows me to send my American money to a Russian bank. So if I'm using my credit card, if I'm using my debit card, possibly even if I'm paying for like stuff online, for example, like if I wanted to use PayPal with a Russian person and me, it wouldn't work even online, which is unfortunate. But I've never gotten any hate like from Russians, like I said, because I was American. If anything, people here really are really amused when they figure out I'm American, which is always exciting. However, I have heard like rumors from my American family and friends that the internet might go down, and that American social media might not work. But for now, that's all fake. So there's no need to believe it. I know that they're canceling some flights. For example, Lufthansa, which is a German company, canceled all their flights for the next week to Moscow. Who else? Oh, KLM is a Dutch company. They canceled their flights too. All of the UK's flights are completely canceled. Latvia, Estonia, Romania, maybe Lithuania canceled their flights to Russia, from what I heard on my expat page. So it's unfortunate. However, you can always fly through Kazakhstan or maybe fly through Turkey because they have better relationships with Russia, and then from there fly to a Western country. But I mean, that's more money, more time, and not everyone has that. How safe, weird is it right now in Russia? Like I said, I'm very far from Moscow, so I don't feel the like sentiments of war as much as maybe I would have if I was in Moscow. And I was in Moscow like a week ago, and then within a week everything changed, which is crazy. But yeah, so I'm about the distance between like New York and California. There is a 4-hour difference between Moscow and Novosibirsk, and there's a 3-hour difference between California and New York. So yeah, I feel pretty safe, but it does make me feel scared or like worried when my American family members randomly send me like news, mainstream media, American news about like the bad things that Russia is doing. Then that's when I feel kind of unsafe or worried or something like that. Any questions to product prices? No. Have I seen a protest? Technically no, but I heard there was one. And any drastic security measures that Russia has taken? No. Any travel restrictions within Russia? Within Russia, no. I can I was just on the train like a week ago for 2 days. I think that a lot of Western airline companies obviously have canceled their flights. But aside from that, it's possible though that, you know, things could definitely get harder. You know, obviously everything is uncertain right now. Do they think that the US is evil? Short answer, no. Long answer, based on my friends, I've only met one like super religious guy who just wasn't a fan of the West at all. And I mean, so that makes sense. But a lot of young people here listen to American music, know about Chicago, the Bulls. They always think of like gangsters when they think of Chicago, which I think is always so funny. Like old gangster, I'm thinking like Al Capone, you know? And they love hamburgers more than I do. They like blue jeans, they love Levi's, you know, so they like American culture, which is always very sweet to see for me. And my last question, I wanted to end on a good note because I don't want to make sad videos or super like not optimistic. I want to be overall good. Okay, so it says coolest thing I've seen in Russia. So when I was in Moscow, I went to this super big like outlet, like a mall place, but it was just for like sports stuff. It was maybe like as big as like a Dick's Sporting Goods, and they had clothes from everywhere. Like, and when I mean everywhere, I mean like all around Europe. And in America, it's very rare to see like Italian sports clothes like in Dick's Sporting Goods. That's just like not a thing. But here it is, and it's great. I thought it was super cool to see like Austrian, German, Swedish, Italian clothing brands. It kind of showed me how close I am to Europe, which made me feel really excited. And also even with like food, they've got like a lot of food from, you know, Europe and Asia as well, just because, you know, Moscow is so much more closer to everything than Chicago, or even when I was in Peru, you know, so it's really nice to feel the proximity and the close distance that there is in between us and the rest of this side of the world. Anyways, I am glad that you guys gave me questions. I hope that I can keep making videos, and for now I want to stay in Russia, but I know that it'll probably be very hard, especially if the SWIFT banking gets closed down. It'll be really hard to pay for everything. So I'm considering going to Almaty, which is in Kazakhstan, but we'll have to see. Bye. Hello. Forgot to add in one more thing. Okay, so my friend, he makes these really good videos, he makes really good videos, but he's making this really cool map on Ukraine and the news that is coming from each city. It's kind of like this interactive map with little emojis all along, you know, each city, and it shows like not just it's not mainstream media. It's kind of things that are going on in each city itself. So go check it out. I'll put the link in the description box below, and maybe in my Instagram and Facebook pages too. See ya!